Yeah. Yeah. And this bitch was C-Mo Flex. I'm in the town like go to state. Y'all think y'all let me? Damn, y'all late. I have bro and them on phone and them slide down your block like they wearing skates. Leonard P stay smoking moonrise, gelato run, saying wedding cake. Dead gas out, smoking on brown booth, no smell, get it out my face. Damn it, I was set up to the point where I caught a case. But I'm never going backwards, dancing like a rat stuck in a maze. Now when I wake up, I get straight to the paper chasing. Cause the feds want me caged in and I gotta pay for my probation. Cost to be the boss. When you fuck up, you gotta pay the fee. I told this bitch no more peace. No, you can't smoke on Leonard P. Tree. If you want to, you gotta get off your knees. I'm in here with game, LCAOD, but I do not bang. I will have them niggas slide on your block like hangman. Hang 'em up. That's a new game, and I just started it. I'm with the rich whammies, bitch. We got starter kids. I'm in the town like go to state. Y'all think y'all let me? Damn, y'all late. I have bro and them on phone and them slide down your block like they wearing skates. Leonard P stay smoking moonrise, gelato run, saying wedding cake. Dead gas out, smoking on brown booth, no smell, get it out my face. Damn it, I was set up to the point where I caught a case. But I'm never going backwards, dancing like a rat stuck in a maze. Now when I wake up, I get straight to the paper chasing. Cause the feds want me caged in and I gotta pay for my probation. Yeah, man, go ahead and talk this shit up, C-Mo.
What's up, ladies and gentlemen? This is the recap with Let Cash Accumulate Over Days. This is recap coverage from the stock and crypto market. These are live ideas of thought and studies. This is not financial advice on this stream or with this company. So with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, today is Thursday, June 22nd, and Powell's testimonies are finalized. They're in, everything's quoted. He said what he said. And the market really still, every day, Monday through Friday, from 9:30 to 4 p.m., 4:15 if you're trading the ETFs, spot triple Qs. The market's always printing. The money's still flowing. It's still solid. It's slow right now. It's not coming in real fast or in a lot right now, but it's still coming in. It's slow, but it's a little limit to it right now. That's what's going on. The rally's stalling, honestly. It looks like the rally will continue though. The testimony pretty much stated that he's just doing a monetary policy, and the Fed did, and all their pals, and he said what he said. Like I said, the testimony's in. Did go live today, so check out the stock market live from earlier. You can see the testimony for yourself if you missed it. But other than that, hit that like subscribe button as well. We're just gonna go over what happened today though, and good. It's about to be ended up a good week here at LCAOD again. Um, the plays, man, these free plays, man, free game. I'm calling them out here. I put them on the title. We do 4 free plays every week, and we're going to be going over those plays. And we got contracts, screenshots here. Car is playing, LCLD has been playing, and it's been lit. These plays have been hitting. So about 3 out of 4, really all 4 hit. It just depended on when you brought. Obviously the weeklies, 2 weeklies hit this week, and another company hit. But like I said, depending on the date you put in. But yeah, man, the weeklies, we're going over Boeing. We've been going over JP Morgan, and we're going over Google and the SPY. We look at the SPY, triple Qs, and the IWM DIA. As always, that's the main thing. Those are the basics. It's what you need to know, really. But other than that, S&P 500 NASDAQ rise to end 3-day losing streak as investors snap up tech shares. The tech-heavy index was higher by 0.61%. Meanwhile, the Dow Jones Industrial Average was lower by 55 points or 0.16%, and the S&P 500 rose 0.13%. So that's pretty much what happened today in the overall market, you guys. The 3-day losing streak, you know, it ended. It ended. The Nasdaq really went back up. They brought the dip. Bulls did again. So momentum's right back in the market to the Bulls. You know, Bears wiped that quick again. You know, they never had control of the market. It was a bull market. Excuse me. This whole time this week, even though it was going down, but it was just an opportunity to buy the dip, basically buy support. Because we're in a bull market now, you guys. That's the trend. The trend is your friend. Follow it until the end. Until you see a reversal. You know, that was a small reversal for the Bears this week. I'm not even going to lie, you know, because we did have a couple plays this week on puts that were printing. But, you know, if you didn't get out at the right time, it could have reversed on you here today. The market did kind of go back up. It did close mixed. But, you know, Powell testimony pretty much, he confirmed what he confirmed. And there's still, of course, he said something about getting inflation down 2% over time. It's not going to be quick. So, if that means it's not going to be quick, that means the market is going to continue to climb, and we can't control prices basically. And it only has to do with what the algorithm does, what we're out here doing as consumers and investors. So keep that in mind. You know, going further, going long. I always think long term. Get you one. That's the best thing you can do. But that pretty much what happened today, you guys. It's pretty much what happened. You know, top 5 things to know. You guys, we're looking at top 5 things to know this week. Pretty much going into tomorrow, you just really need to be looking at you know, just be looking at the manufacturing PMI data and services PMI data, U.S. flash PMI services data. So that's really going to be key going into tomorrow. That's pretty much going to be key going into the weekend and going into next week. And just see if the market brush it off and do what it want to do, or it really factors in that data. If it's good or bad, you know, it factors the overall market. So data this week kind of has been getting brushed off. Everything was really eyes on Powell. 2-day testimony. So man, now that that's over, I think the market is going to show you where it's heading. You know, considering here right now, Bulls have a lot of momentum, and it is their market. They can get higher right here. They can get higher right here, so be on the lookout for that. Really coming soon, you know. But the Bears not playing at that resistance where the Bulls are trying to go. So it is a battle right now. It is a strong battle right here. But once this tension break, you're going to get your direction in the overall market. And that's just what you need to be expecting. But pretty much that's top 5 things to know. That's pretty much it. Like I said, going into tomorrow. And we'll have another recap on Sunday. You know how we do here at LCAOD. We'll have the information going into next week. You feel me? What's going on? And 4 free plays once again. You know, we do this every week. And we're about to look at the plays here and see if they're correct. You feel me? Because I don't really like to do this. I never really wanted to do this, but, you know, I had clients and people telling me, like, you know, I should do this because it'll really show and make people pay attention to what you're saying to see if it's really happening, you know. So it do make sense. But, I mean, I know for a fact this stuff was always happening. I'm not just, you know, this is, you know, educated guesses. Obviously, we're doing our research first before, but at the end of the day, you know, they have been hitting. You know, they have been hitting. And I tell people, you know, the ones that are profiting, and the ones that aren't profiting, you know, just think about flipping sides sometimes. That's really all it is to it. I mean, if one side's not hitting, that means the other side is. You got to get on one side. So, you know, that's just it. It is what it is. But we looking at that, you know, when you know, if you're new to it and you're trading. But if you're investing, you know, you're holding long-term shares, it's wonderful right now because, you know, it's going up as the share price is as about $1. So, shares, you hold it long term, you're sitting great right now, man. For real. Looking wonderful. But that's pretty much it, man. Like I said, as far as data this week. And going into next week, we're looking at earnings tomorrow. Only thing is happening is CarMax. So all eyes on the car industry tomorrow. CarMax seeing what they're going to do. And that's pretty much it, you know, as far as data. This week is about to be wrapped up. Remember, this was a short week. Juneteenth, Monday, the market was closed. So that's kind of why it's been like this. And keep your eye on FedEx, man. I don't think they going nowhere. I don't think they, you know, be looking at them. Keep an eye on them. They really didn't do anything, so it means they are going to do something soon. So keep your eye on them. And, you know, the rest of these earnings this week, too. Just be looking out for them, man. It is a couple names that stick out next week on on earnings, you guys. But we will look at that at the end. And pretty much here, let's check the plays. So Google here, Google Play. 10 contracts, you guys. Google got them for about 0.47 cent in market terminology. That's really $47. And you get 10 of them, so that is equivalent to $470 if that makes sense to you. And the current price on Google today. This was, look at the date though, and I was telling clients this. That's what I meant. Like, the weekly of Google did not hit on far as, well, it depend. The put did, but it depended on when you got out of it. That's how that worked. But the weeklies on Google, they really didn't hit. So I was telling my clients, and I just decided, to show them as well as I was telling them, and everybody hit off of this, and some people are still holding. So it is what it is. You know how I go. But yeah, I was telling them just look longer at Google and the expiration date, because just remember that's big tech, and they have $1.5 trillion. You feel me? So if you give them time, they're gonna give you money. So that weekly of Google, these weeklies, they probably didn't hit unless you were really close in the money, and but out of the money, these weeklies they were kind of wiped. So. But that's how Google ended up turning out. But still winners here. Obviously, like I said, as far as looking at the free play here, I was telling you guys at the beginning of the week, and I do this, on the recaps. I'll let you know starting off out on Sunday about the play, and by the end of the week, we're checking the results. So that's what we're going to be doing going further. But yeah, Google, you feel me? That they're paying that already for that date. So just imagine, if you go a little bit longer. So I was telling my clients that. So just keep that in mind, though. That's free game right there. But Google did hit, though, even though the weekly did. And Google did hit. If you go look today, Google is up. It hit the target LCAOD expected. JP Morgan, you guys, same, hit the target expected. Now, this weekly hit, like I said, two out of the, we'll say, two out of the two on the weeklies hit. So 2 hit and 2 didn't. And the SPY, we was looking at the SPY this week. The SPY weeklies didn't hit. And, but it is what it is. Like I said, looking further, the spot calls are hitting right now, and the spot puts were hitting this week here. So as well, it's just depending on when you got out exactly. So that's how that worked. But JP Morgan, you guys, the bank's selling off right now. It's currently at 139, so it broke below 140. As LCOD told you, once it do that, it was going to start to print. They gave out about 400% there, and so that's another $200 there or whatever. And depending on how many you got here, you get what I'm saying. That's an easy 400. If you got 10, that's an easy 490 to 2,500. So just keep in mind, like these players that I'm calling out in free game, I'm not just, trying to throw you out there in the water to get it up. This is a ocean here full of sharks now. You do have to be careful. So you just got to know when to get in and get out. But these plays right here, they hit, but, like I said, if they don't, I tell people to say to stop loss and get on the opposite side. It's really just how it's going to go. So if it doesn't, so it can hit for you. But JP Morgan is down right now. The bank is down. But, the bank is down right now, you guys. But Powell spoke highly of the banks. He said they were sound and resilient. There's a quote right here. He said, look, this is what he said. Fair Chair Powell says smaller banks likely will be exempt from higher capital requirements. So, meaning here, he's saying the smaller banks, let me sum it up here into, cultural terminology. He's saying the smaller banks, they will not, they don't really necessarily, they're not going to have to go up here with this AI agenda here, or whatever's about to cause the market to go extremely high, inflation, whatever the case may be. He's saying that those smaller banks that you see now, probably examples of would be Wells Fargo, Bank of America. He's talking about them. Those them banks, they're gonna be exempt, or maybe not even those. Maybe Silicon Valley, maybe even smaller banks, maybe the regional banks. You just have to look at all the banks, but maybe even the that Bank of America and Wells Fargo, they might be having to go up higher. But you get what I'm saying. It might be a huge change coming soon with these banks, you guys. It is going to be a huge change coming soon with these banks. Basically, he confirmed it by saying the smaller banks likely will be exempt from higher capital requirements. So meaning, you know, you're gonna have some of these big banks really have to up their capital requirement, meaning that share price is gonna have to get up as well. So I just would be looking long at the banks right now. They're not really moving like that. It is going down right now, obviously, so you can find more buyers. And I think that's why this weekly put print so good this week. And you know, profit is profit, but at the end of the day, I would be definitely not holding puts for the long term on the banks right now. There's just no way. So, but you know, it is what it is, to each his own. But LCFD, so yeah, that play hit as well though. That put hit. And like I said, some clients are still holding. So you know, kudos to them. Most clients got out. You know how I get though. That's a nice clean profit. If you just had one of those, that's $49 to $250. So if you're following along, you know, the more contracts you get, the more money they print. So that's just how that works. But JP Morgan did that. And the last play here, you guys, this week, man, Boeing. Wow. Boeing went crazy, you guys. So 215 put, I was telling clients, you know, I've been saying it all week. I'm gonna recap and hit that like and subscribe button. But yeah, Boeing, man, they're really, really like, you know, at a point where they got below where LCOD expected, but knew where they could end up, if that makes sense. So called it out here, really been calling it out since Sunday or Monday, excuse me, because the market was close. So we did a recap Monday. Check that out. But called it out Monday, man. And Boeing really printed this week. If you would have just had $158, you could have escaped with a $1,150. That was the high it got. But you know, currently clients are still holding, and of course they got more than one. So you know, and it's that contract is still at $938 now. If you would have brought it 4 days ago. So like I said, man, it's an opportunity for everybody. Some people feel like they don't have enough. I mean, as I just showed you some contracts that, you know, they were definitely cheap, and, you know, you help you out as far as current situations dealing with livelihoods. But, you know, to each his own. But investing is the way to go, man, and trading is the ultimate way to go. So, but yeah, Boeing did do this week, and shout out to Boeing, man. But I think they'll pick back up. I just think they were at 220 a little early, and that's how, you know, LCOD was able to call that play out there. But pretty much that's it. Those are the plays. Like I said, two weeklies hit. As you can see, Boeing is hitting right now. Some people are still holding. So like I said, that is still hitting. But it did hit. Some people got out as well. So that hit is overall, it was another successful play. But that's pretty much it. Let's go ahead and get into the charts and numbers, you guys. And we're gonna, you know, fly through this pretty quickly here. It is about to be Friday tomorrow and the weekend. So yeah. Indices closed, as you know, mixed. Indices closed mixed. Indices closed mixed. The S&P 500 did close up. The Nasdaq closed up. The Russell 2000 they closed down, and you had the Dow Jones that closed down as well. You also had the S&P 500 VIX, the VIX that closed down as well. So kind of why you seen a little rally in the Nasdaq today, if that's to make sense to you. So yeah, that's what pretty much happened there. But yeah, that's pretty much what happened. The indices closed mixed, you guys. Powell said what he said the monetary thing to say. We're strongly committed to returning inflation to our 2% goal. You know, he's going by the book. So if he's going by the book and he can't look you in the eye, I mean, his market is going to continue to rally, you guys. It's going to continue to go higher. Bulls, or, you know, could be looking at the payment of their life, but for the right cause. And I think, you know, the system is starting to possibly realize it is going to take time, obviously. But, you know, its time is getting short here. So, yeah, you know, indices close mixed. That's what it is. SPY, charts and numbers here. So didn't do a recap yesterday, but the SPY did go down there yesterday. Caught that. We did see that there, and it went down. It was down today in pre-market, but today, you guys, the SPY 433. It looks like all the bears got out, so and the bulls took right back control of the market. They went straight to 436. It did sell right back off to 434, but when it got brought right back up to 435. You knew now the Bulls were serious again about taking over momentum. That's what the SPY pretty much signaled out. And, you know, they did go back down to 434, but this time it was a breakthrough, 436, 44. SPY closed right here, 436.75. So that's good for the SPY. And it just looks like the SPY is going to continue that goal. If you've been checking out the recaps, you know, 439 is that goal. That still remains the same right now currently. So going forward, that's where the spot's trying to get to at this point here. Once they close that gap, you guys, you're going to see the market rally continue. So be prepared for that. Here in the short near term, short midterm as well. You got a lot of earnings about to kick off too as well in July. So be prepared for that as well. But going further here, upside here, levels tomorrow on the SPY. I'm just looking for a 439 gap fill. We get there, then you're gonna have to retest 440 on the SPY, and that right there, my friend, is a bear zone. 440 is a bear zone. You just saw it get swiped all the way down to 433, so you know now LCOD is not kidding when last week I was telling you guys on the recap, this zone right here is going to get really, really bearish. Bears are going to get really, really pissed, and they're going to swat down. And when they swat down and it pops back up, they're going to switch sides, and this thing is going to get higher. So at this point, and we have to retest that zone. If it don't retest that zone, we're not getting higher. That's just what it is right now. So if 439 doesn't look like it's about to fill, then the top is solidly in at 443.21, and that's real. So you got to be looking at that now. And like I said, that's just really what it is on the SPY. Really, the overall market, you're going to be seeing all the charts kind of similar here. SPY, triple Qs, DIA, and the IWM. But yeah, the upside levels, like I said, that is it right there on the SPY. You need to get back to 439, fill that gap, and 440 is your next breakthrough. You get above that, then 445 is the target again. So that's where the bulls are trying to get to the SPY. They're trying to make the SPY get there or whatever. So that's the upside levels. To the downside, though, like I said, top could be in 443. Obviously, is your top now. We did come down here to 433. If the Bears not playing tomorrow and the market is red and things get mixed or whatever the case may be, you'll see a pullback to about 435.30 here. That don't hold. The next level is 433.70. And I think the Bears, if that don't hold, they're going to just go ahead and take it on down to that 430.20 zone. That's where the Bears completely want to be right now. Keep that in mind. It can't go either way right now, the overall market on the spot. Triple Qs. So they got right back to that target. And if you was watching the stock market live earlier, I said that during the live stream, Triple Qs was trying to get back to 366, and they did it today, guys. Closed right at it. So you've seen that pick up the whole Triple Qs. Everybody in the Triple Qs, all the companies picked up. So going further here now to the upside levels here. Triple Qs now, it's kind of like the last level here when they were playing with that this zone down here at about 357, and they kept going down, and then they finally broke out. It's looking like the same thing here now, so now it looks like the next level, obviously, here you go above 368, it's 370. That's the Triple Q's target. If they can sit it there, they'll be happy. Their real target is about 375, and by the end of the summer here, you guys, 386 Triple Qs is the summer target. So that's the highest level that they're trying to get to as of right now. But it's going to take some time. But it could happen surely sooner than later. So, but it's be looking out for these levels. That's the upside levels there. To the downside here, Triple Qs, obviously it can't get rejected right here because, the top is in here over here at 372 as of right now. And Triple Qs, if they back test 365, the next level I'm looking out for is about 363. If that don't hold, then I'm looking for a retest of 360. And I think the Bears want to get it here and stay down and consolidate on down to about 358, 357. That's the new target there for the Bears on the downside for the Triple Qs. They're trying to get that thing back closed in on that 357 level to the downside. So we'll be looking out for both levels closely and see which way this market is heading. DIA. So the DIA, you guys, Dow Jones 339 right here, closed. So the level they're looking out for tomorrow, you guys, going further, obviously too, not just tomorrow. Next week, the week after that. Upside levels here is 340. You feel me? The next level after that is about 342 to the upside. If you can get there, that's their target, and you know they'll consolidate there and stay there to the next pop. They're trying to really take this thing about 350. So that's the highest by the end of the summer target on the DIA. I'm expecting there. You do have Nike earnings reporting next week. It's going to have a huge effect on the DIA. So we're going to be looking at Nike earnings closely next week. But yeah, that's the high targets here to the upside. That's what I'm looking at for on the DIA. To the downside, the top is in. Just like everything else, you do got to be pretty cautious of it. The top is in. You know, it is a bull market though. Nothing to be worried about. Obviously, because you know the bulls are going to get higher than it, and there is no top. But if that is the case, but as of right now, the chart is signaling the top is in. So 345, here's your high on the DIA, you guys. And so to the downside levels I'm looking at here, 338.70 not hold. The next level I'm looking out here for is a 337.60 break. If that don't hold, the next level to the downside I'm going to know is 335.50, possibly 335 even there. Clear eye 335 on them. For the DIA to the downside. That's where the bear is trying to get it to. So keep a lookout on the DIA and these levels here going further. IWM looking bearish here. Past 5 days, you got to really zoom out when in doubt. So really, they're really looking bearish. They're to the downside right now. You know, they just been in the channel here, just consolidating down. Now it is oversold here for a pop now at these levels, but at the same time, you know, the IWM, we got to remember this is the Russell 2000. These are your small stocks here. These are your stocks that like $4, $50, $100. You get what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? These are companies not even 100, maybe like, you know what I'm saying, $25 or something like that. So share prices like that. But IWM, you know, they really could be topped out here as well. You know, but we're going further. Obviously, we're looking at it from both ways, up and down at LCAOD. That's how we look at it, and that's how it is. Those are the rules. That's how everyone should look at it. But to the upside here, 184.60. You're gonna have to break above that and get to 185. That's their target. If you can get to 185, then the market will be bullish going into the weekend close. Overall, definitely IWM, if they can do that, that's the next high side level. The target still is 190 going long, but you need to get to 185 first, at least on the IWM, because like I said, they're completely oversold to the point where this thing can flush. So looking at it from both perspectives, to the downside tomorrow, I'm looking at on the IWM. If this 183 doesn't hold here, the next level I'm looking out for is 181 here to the downside on the IWM, and it'll probably tag 180. That'll be your new bottom there. I think a lot of supporters step in right there. And you know, so be on the lookout for those levels there in IWM. VIX volatility, you guys. The volatility finally got below 13. That's why you seen the NASDAQ rally today. You get it? Remember, when the VIX is down, the market is up. When the VIX is up, the market is down. They finally got on track, you guys. They finally did the right thing today. You see what I'm saying? This was a big red candle to the downside. So you saw the NASDAQ reverse and flip up here and close up a lot of points. You feel me? You feel me? They closed up 128.41. So that's a lot of points right there. That's why you seen that right there like that. That's why because of the VIX, you feel me? It was down. It's below 13. They finally broke below 13. And that means there is no fear in the market. That's the speed of that's the speed. It's telling you the speed of the market. There's no fear, and it's telling you that the direction of the market, the VIX is. That's what it means. Don't confuse yourself. Don't let the market makers fool you. Don't let the trick, trap, frustrate, fool, crew fool you. Do not let them do it. Just know the rules, know the basics. Listen to LCLD right there on that. Just remember, like I said, if you don't hear nothing else, just know what the VIX mean. And like I said, it's the speed of the market, it's the direction of the market. And if it's down, the market is up. If it's up, the market is down. So that's just how it works. But yeah, as you can see though, I was wanting to show y'all that though. But that's why the NASDAQ rally like that. And you see too, hold on, you see the S&P 500 is green too as well. That's why it's mixed. So You finally got that. You wasn't getting that the past few days. You finally got that, the right thing. Like I said, the VIX is at $12.90, below $13 by 10 cents. So upside levels tomorrow, looking at the VIX, if it goes back to 14, expect the market to pull back tomorrow. And, you know, and if the VIX do pop up, it's really just going to signal, like I said, the near short-term top may be in if you do see the VIX spike back up to $14 and $15 plus tomorrow. So be on the lookout for that level closely to the upside. But to the downside here, the VIX is finally below 13. So it looks like now, you guys, if there is no fear like this and there's no volatility that's causing no fear and people are just buying galore because there is no fear, basically the rich is buying right now is what it looks like. But you know, and they're having their fair share. It looks like they may be trying to really get it back down here to 2018 levels now. Now you got to really start understanding where we're heading here on the VIX. If you can get it back down to 2018 levels, I think the market you'll see new all-time highs. And then you know, this will be like I said, a historic rally coming soon. But the VIX, man, I'm telling you, this is where it could be headed. There's no fear as of right now. It finally broke below 13. So to the downside tomorrow, like I said, if you catch the VIX down at about $12.20, oh, just know the market is about to rally. The market is about to go up higher from what you saw today, and there will be no more mixed. It'll be bullish, so be on the lookout for that on the VIX. Boeing is a winner. So here, you guys. So here, this is how it works. So brought the put here. Excuse me. Brought the put here, you guys. 220 where I'm circling that. The put was brought. Sold the put here, you guys. 204.20, something like that. Sold the put here, you guys. Flipped it. Got into calls. Got out the call here, you guys. Got in the call here. Got out the call here. And you see what I'm saying? That was a quick day trade. That's how Boeing traded this week. And they have one more day, so they're very volatile right now. But they started at 220. They're now at 206 here, and it is only Thursday. Tomorrow's Friday. But Boeing can really at this point, like I said, they're bears. They just flipped all the way in 3 days technically. So be looking out for the next low levels really on Boeing if they don't start to push back. Obviously, we're going to look at both sides though. But if they don't start to push back up soon, it's not going to be looking good. But I think if the overall market pick up, Boeing picks back up. So we're looking at everything closely. Honestly, that was a tremendous week. Like I said, we had clients do their first 100 to 1,000 challenge, and they completed it, man. And it was emotional, but you know, I'm used to it at this point. I'm proud. I'm very proud of people. You know, it's just about listening, and learning and earning. That's really what it boils down to. But yeah, Boeing really was a winner this week, you guys. It really did sell off here. You know, like I said, we called out the 215 puts on. We were looking at these on Monday, and you know, it's called them out there, and they really hit like that come Tuesday and Wednesday. So looking at Thursday here, and now we're going to see what tomorrow is like. Some people say they're going to loan more puts. Hey, to each his own. You know, you may be right. Who knows? But Boeing really did win this week. Biggest winner so far this week. So the levels I'm looking out for tomorrow, you guys. Here on the upside here, Boeing, they have to get back above 207. The next level after that is that 208 level, like you saw get rejected today. They got to get above that. So once they break that, though, the next level is 210 on Boeing there. And the target is 212 and consolidation here, 212, 60, 40, 30. You get what I'm saying? That's where they're trying to get back to there. Obviously, that was too fast of a sell-off. I don't think they probably meant to go down that low. Who knows, though? You just never know. But definitely they're going to have to get back to 212. That's their target, and 210 is the first target. So Boeing need to get above 207 to even prove any of that. But that's the upside levels. To the downside, I'm Boeing there. To the downside, I'm Boeing. It looks like 204 needs to hold. If it doesn't, the next level is 200 there on Boeing. And you probably see consolidation between 199 and 198 to the downside on Boeing. So be looking out for these levels. Like I said, 208 to 210, 212 near top high target calls, puts is the next target is 204 to 200 to 198 possibly. So looking at that closely, going further. JP Morgan. Oh, poor bank here. So I'll say the sounding resilient, but not so sounding resilient today. Huge red candle right here. So it looks like JP Morgan do have a gap to fill down below. It's sounding resilient for the future, for the long term. You got to be thinking months and months out. That's what it is. Right now it's to a point where it's a lot of people now. A lot of people want to buy into these banks. So you're going to see when it hit these resistance levels, it's going to sell off like this. People are going to take profits because they've been holding since about probably 130 to that 144 level. So good little move for them. You know what I'm saying? They just taking profits. That's all you're seeing. You're just seeing profit taking on JP Morgan right now. So, it's going to get critical for them tomorrow now because now, the bank collapse, thing, so the banks, you can't, move to, you can move how you move, but, all eyes are on y'all, on all the banks. So at the end of the day, the banks, they really, they got it. And Powell, he said it himself, what he said here. Smaller banks likely will be exempt from higher capital requirements. So, that means banks, big banks, you know what I'm saying? Goldman Sachs, a lot of these big banks, they're going to have to go up because of higher capital requirements. So, looking long on that, him saying that now, just think about this in years to come. This could be a historic move for real. So, if you're long in the bank, you're fine. Short term right now, it looks like JP Morgan is pulling back. They do have earnings coming up. I see July 14th. I think that's going to be a making or breaking point for them. $407.893 billion on market capitalization. So, yeah, I think that's going to be a making or breaking point for their earnings coming up. So, we'll be looking at JP Morgan going further. But from the one-day perspective here, we're looking at JP Morgan from the one-day perspective. Oh, we have a technical difficulty. I apologize. Let me refresh. It's always the best to refresh. So, okay, 139 on JP Morgan, right? 5 days out. Let's look 5 days out when in doubt. So, 139. So, to the other side, JP Morgan need to get back to 140. They can get back to 141. That's a bank now. That's going to be back bullish momentum for them that quick. So if they can get back above that level, they're bullish. I think their target's still going long here due to their earnings is coming up here. I'm seeing, that could push it here. This target 145. So that's the target going long on JP Morgan still. And I'm looking out for that real closely on the upside for that to come to play here. It's coming soon. Now to the downside, obviously the top could be in here. This bank could collapse. You just never know what's going to happen. Honestly, you want to do stay tuned to it and do your research, and go from there. But to the downside, obviously, you can pull back here, you guys. So if 138 doesn't hold tomorrow, you guys, the downside level is 137 to the downside on JP Morgan. You'll see that. And if that don't hold, the next low level after that, you guys, it's about 134 here. That'll be your bottom. I think the bears will be very satisfied with that. And I think you see a lot of buyers step in from there, though. If you don't, it will get critical, though. It'll be looking like, this bank could be possibly collapsing as the other one. So then you have to start looking 5 years out, So we'll be looking at these levels closely on JP Morgan, going really further. So be on the lookout for those levels as well. Google. Good googly moogly. So Google was on fire today. Got clients still holding. LCAOD, you pulled a little quick in and outer winner. As y'all saw at the beginning of the recap. So Google, Google's still gonna try to do that target. This it's a cheap AI play. I'm gonna keep saying that until it becomes a expensive AI play. Google's a cheap AI play right now. So they're trying to get back to their target of 129, and I think they really pushed above it the next time they do get to that. So that's the next levels I'm really looking out for, really on Google here. Going for the upside levels going into tomorrow. I'm looking for a 125 break, and the next level after that is 129. That's their target. They do want to sit it at 130, 131, but get to 129 first, then you feel that void where you sold off, basically in the past month. That's what we're looking at closely here. Up to the upside levels. Now to the downside here, Google did tag 118 today. Bears did get what they want, so that's why you saw it pop up like this. But I think top is in for sure here on Google. They could be cheap AI, wanting to get a little cheaper AI before earnings. They got earnings coming up July 25th, and their market capitalization is $1.568 trillion. So, Google is one of those names just where, everybody uses Google. Everybody knows what Google is at this point. So like I said, can really get they're cheap AI. They're on sale right now. They can really get expensive. But the top is in here, and maybe people want to make it cheaper, and so people can also make it room for others, and everybody can get in. So to the downside levels, I'm looking at if 121.50 don't hold, the next level is 120. If that don't hold, I'm looking for that back test at 118 on Google here. And if this don't hold this time, the next level is about 115 to the downside on Google. That's what the Bears are trying to get Google here. And they trying to, they are cheap AI. Some bears do want a little bit cheaper before it goes to expensive AI. So just be on the lookout for these levels to the up and down side here. See which way that Google is going further here and going into tomorrow. But that's pretty much it, you guys. That was pretty much it. That's what we've been going over all week here at LCAOD. Next week we'll have another 4 free plays, and hopefully you can tap in, tune in. Get involved, man. That's really the main thing. Get involved, man. That's really what it boiled down to. But yeah, man, that's pretty much it. And the investor sentiment, you guys, this week is bullish 42.9%. And this is what basically your higher rate members feel the stock market will be in the next 6 months. 29.4% is neutral. 27.8% is bearish. Oh, so bulls still it's their market, full momentum. Everybody's still bullish right now going into the next 6 months, you guys. So as I've been saying, it looks like the rally will continue. But be cautious, though. Be cautious. Check out those levels. They're always normally right. But that's pretty much it, you guys. We're going to have another recap on Sunday night. We'll see what the market do tomorrow. We'll be going over what happened on Sunday night, what happened in the market on Friday, and then what's going on next week, you guys. So that's how that works. But other than that, man, y'all enjoy y'all Friday. Y'all enjoy y'all weekend. This was the recap with LCAOD. I will see y'all Sunday night with another recap. Peace.